Welcome to the first episode of Engine Noise, and today we're going to be driving around the 1970 Dodge Charger 500 that's mine. Now, in this episode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of explain what engine noise is, and I might get into a little bit of like my own car story here since we are driving around in the 70 Charger. So let's get right into it here. This series here is going to be one that's more tailored to car ownership, like what it's like to own a car, you know, things to expect, you know, noises, sounds, driving experience, things like that. We will be riding around in the vehicles, so hopefully the idea here, the premise is get you a good idea of what it's like to own these cars, and hopefully if you're thinking about buying one or getting into the car hobby in the future, you'll have a pretty good, you know, insight of like what to expect with car ownership. As you can see, it's kind of a foggy day out today, just a little bit, but we are headed to a car show, so you know it is what it is. It's early in the morning, but yeah, so let's get right into it. Engine Noise is going to be a series, like I say, about the ownership and things to expect. Everybody who I go for a ride with, just expect them to tell you about their car. Like, so this 1970 Charger, you hear every time, you probably heard that squeaking sound since I got in the car and cranked it up and started moving. That squeaking sound is my steering wheel. I've got it where it's touching off somewhere, and I haven't quite figured it out on how to get rid of that squeak. But stuff like that is things to expect in old cars, and a little bit more on that end, like just ownership wise. So when I crunked this car up this morning, you know, have to pat the gas. It's a carbureted car. It doesn't just fire up on the key switch, especially if it's been sitting a while, which I think it's been about, I don't know, 2 or 3 days since I've crunked this car up. So it's been a little bit. So I had to pump the gas, get her primed up and everything, and then she fired right up. Now, not all old cars are going to do that as easily as this car does. So, you know, just be aware that old cars don't just fire right up on the first shot most of the time. Some other things about ownership here, like when you're driving around, especially like today in this fog, as you can see out the window here. Like when you're driving around, you want to be very, very mindful of everybody else on the road and be very careful. These cars don't have all the safety sensors and things like that new cars do. And for example, right now it's like, you know, ride with your headlights on, just so people can see you and everything, which I'll go and hit mine, get them open, because I'm not even taking my own advice, which is pretty bad, I guess. But yeah, so be sure you do all the stuff you can to keep yourself and your car safe. A couple other quirks with these old cars is like seat belt. So the seat belt in this car is a lap belt, and then you have a 3-point harness above, or you have a harness above the door over here. I know it's you know, it's tempting not to wear them, but you should always wear your seat belts in the old cars, even though they're probably not as good as modern ones, but you definitely need to wear the seat belts. It is legal. It's something that's been grandfathered in. Another thing, while you're driving, like when I'm driving this car, I got to keep in mind I only have one mirror. So I've got a driver's side mirror. I don't have a passenger side mirror. So whenever, like, say I will be getting out on the highway here in a little bit, but whenever I get like out on the highway, I need to be very mindful of my rear view and my driver's side, and when I pass somebody. That way, you know, I don't accidentally take someone out, or they don't accidentally hit me. So the biggest deal is, you know, you just don't want to do that. You do get a lot of looks in these old cars, a lot of thumbs up, you know, a lot of hooping and hollering and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun, and you know, just yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like a lot of people like seeing the old cars out, so when you get out and drive them, you know, people love to see it. But so this is kind of the idea of what to expect with engine noises, or engine noise, just stuff like that. And I'm just going to get into a little bit of B-roll at this point. You just get to watch me drive around, which might not be the most exciting, but it'll be sped up. So I hope you're going to enjoy this one, and I'll see you when I'll talk to you again in the next one. Peace.